How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. George Groves, 5 years ago, after he beat James DeGale, was on such a high, was on such a roll. He was going to be world champion.
Yeah.
The rematch was going to be when DeGale and Groves are world champions.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Rubber stamp, wasn't it?
That was a fact.
It was a fact.
It was a fact.
It was going to happen.
Then something happened. The roles kind of got reversed. James DeGale came on and became a world champion, and George Groves hasn't slipped off, but hasn't reached the lofty potential that was asked of him. He returns in the end of January, I think it's the 29th of January, against Andrea De Lucia. Not a marquee name, not a marquee opponent, but it's a new start to 2016, coming off a close and, in George Groves' eyes, controversial loss to world titleist Badou Jack. Ade, how do you fix the George Groves problem?
Well, he started, and the first thing he started was getting rid of Paddy Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see as a problem, to be honest. I thought there was a good team. I thought all the interviews suggest it was a well-functioning team. But then comments from both after suggest that all wasn't well in that camp. And you wouldn't know from George Groves' performances, to be fair.
It seemed like they were there doing all the pad work and stuff on camera and TV, but in the actual camp
it wasn't like that. And which happens a lot, especially with the cameras now being everywhere and social media, blah blah blah. So obviously he's now gone to Shane McGuigan, who seems to be the trainer of the moment, with Carl Frampton and David Hay. I'm guessing the David Hay thing was something to do with it, even though David Hay says no, it must have been. You know what I mean?
Difference.
Yeah, they're close, and I think the training facilities are in West London or South London. So again, for George, it works out well. One thing I will say to George, regardless of the opponent, and we'll speak about that opponent later, it's a good quick turnover. He's lost, I could have thought he was going to go and sulk and not come back. To a lot of people do, May, June. He said, no, get me back out there straight away. Sometimes that's good. I think he rushed too quick after the Carl Froch one, but the Badou Jack one, it wasn't a bad performance. He got knocked down early, but after that he done pretty well. He's not took too much damage. Get on the horse quick again. And I think that's what he's done. And all praise to him, because a lot of fighters right now lose one and you don't hear from them for about a year.
No, I think it's good that he's got back out there. But I also think that George Groves is one of those guys that the problem is not the boxing. The problem is not the training, and it's not the camp, it's the person. I think George Groves' problem's all in here. And I think when someone feels hard done by, it gives them a certain edge, or it either gives you an edge or a level of self-disbelief. He beat James DeGale in the amateurs, didn't get picked for the Olympic team. James DeGale's gone along and got all the accolades, and he was kind of like on the outside. He made his way up well, had a good upcoming, but then when it came to the fight with James DeGale and Groves, Hubbard and James DeGale, the Olympic, the golden boy, the gold medalist, he was kind of in the back burner. He's kind of come up, built his way up, got to the Carl Froch scenario, was sure he was going to beat Carl Froch, had a great first performance, thought he got robbed with the stoppage, then got knocked out. His psychological aspects, what I'm trying to say, that collectively has always brought him down. He's never reached the pinnacle where he thought he should be, or got to the top where he thought he was supposed to be with his peers. Now with the Badou Jack loss, it's the same type of thing. He needs to get his brain back in gear to get the body back in gear.
So you're saying that he thought he was going to go to the Olympics, that got denied. He thought he was going to be world champion with Carl Froch, that got denied. So in terms of him, two things that he thought were certainties.
He beat James DeGale, and that was, I beat the golden boy. I beat the man who's going to be the king, so that should make me the king. But it never really happened.
George Groves, if that's the case, just stop acting like a little sport brat. If that's the case.
He is that kind of sport. Do you remember me ran out the ring after Badou Jack?
That's what I'm saying. He should start acting like a little sport brat. James DeGale has fought in front of 2,000 people in Blue Water. We've seen the interviews with James DeGale. George Groves has fought at the O2 Arena, he's fought in front of 80,000, he's fought under Floyd Mayweather's undercard. He fought under, I don't know where the Carl Froch fight, I'm guessing it was in Nottingham, I can't remember if I'm right, but regardless, he's fought in front of 8, 80, 20, 30,000 seaters, stayed all the time. James DeGale was done 8, 2, 1, 2, 100. Go to Italy, go here, go there. Do you know what I mean? You've had I'm not going to say you've had your chances, he's still young, but you've had opportunities.
Yeah.
You can't say you've not had the opportunities, even though you've come up the tough way. Also, in his favour, is that he come up under the haymaker with Adam Booth and David Hay. David Hay always had the big team around him.
You always have people like ex-athletes. Oh, I should have been a champ. I should have. I never got the push. I never got. That's what I hear for George Groves right now. It's like he feels he never got what he should have got.
I think Shane McGuigan and the Sowlands should honestly, if it is a mental issue, and if so, look, and me and Ryan have said this a lot of times about boxing. To be a Southern area champion, you've done bloody well.
Yeah.
Because boxing is bloody difficult. I've actually done a bit of pad work, and my God, I can't explain how hard it is. Ryan always laughs at me with it. I find it astonishingly hard. To be an English champion, you've ticked a box that.
Yeah.
To fight in front of 80,000 and be that close for taking a world title, and then go to Badu Jack's home backyard pretty much and be that close. You've done well.
Yeah.
Stop being so hard on yourself. You've lost to Carl Froch and Badu Jack.
It
ain't too bad, George Groves. It ain't too bad.
Look at George Groves. He's definitely a talented boxer. He's got good athlete. He could punch.
Yeah.
He could move. He could box. And he showed a little ring IQ, a little ring swabby. Like he's crafty. He could do so much things. But he just doesn't put it completely together. Like when I think of George Groves, and I think
why do you think he doesn't put it completely together though?
I don't know.
I think he does, but I think he just falls short.
Yeah,
I think it can happen.
I think when I look at George Groves, I look at his best performances. I can never give you like a complete performance.
I thought the first Carl Froch was complete.
That's his best performance.
I thought it was complete.
No.
I don't think there was a fault in that performance. I didn't see one. He went in there against, at the time, a guy that Ring had number 7 pound for pound, and a guy that because of Andre Ward's kind of absentee was the number 1 super middleweight, and he done something. I think he put him down so hard, didn't think it was possible.
I find it very hard, and I mean it in a nice way. That to when you lose, even if it's controversial to say it was his best performance.
Yeah, but he got more.
He's got something out of it.
He got more plaudits out of that loss than out of the James DeGill win, out of the Paul Smith win, out of the Kenny Anderson win. Yeah. He got more plaudits than that loss.
You're right. It was a very good performance, a great performance. He put a lot into it, but I can't call it a complete performance because you didn't close the show.
I get you. Makes sense.
I mean, and I don't mean it's a dig or a criticism. It's hard to say. Well, you scored 2 points, but the other team scored 10. At the end of the day, he lost and got stopped in the 8th round.
Even though it was controversial.
It was. I think the stoppage was controversial. I don't think it was a bad stoppage. We've done the video about that. We spoke about it loads of times. It was a bad. It wasn't the best stoppage, but it wasn't a controversial stoppage, in my opinion. George Groves' best performance is when George Groves was mostly like the Paul Smith performance.
No.
He was fast. He was aggressive. He got the stoppage. He won comfortably. Easy work.
They didn't win comfortably. He got staggered in the 2nd round. Hard. Going back on the ropes. Hard, I remember it.
When the Paul Smith, what time did they stop Paul Smith in?
2nd. Remember the first round when he goes back to the corner and he is staggered. Watch it back.
Sure.
100%. I watched that fight so many times. I watched it. He got staggered on the ropes. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I like when someone who's got world class talent comes out and shows that elite level. But confidence, speed, power, aggression, picks your punches well. Ends the fight.
Yeah, but how can you give someone plaudits when he's not fighting someone elite level?
Okay, but Andre Ward took him 9 rounds, 10 rounds.
Yes, now.
Arthur Abrahams took 12 rounds.
Yeah.
The part I'm making is at the time, Paul Smith was fresher. Had more ambition at the time than what he has now.
Yeah.
And he got put to sleep.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think the Carl Froch performance, you're not going to beat that against an elite, one of the best super middleweights this country. No. Probably, with Calzaghe, the argument's there, the best superman we've ever seen in this country. That's an elite performance that he did against Carl Froch. He destroyed Carl Froch for 7 rounds. For 7 rounds, he hit Carl Froch. I
wouldn't go that far. It was round 5.
I would argue and say 7, but I could be wrong. I'll say Carl Froch didn't get together until 7 or 8.
The tide started to turn from round 5.
So you think Paul Smith's performance is better than that?
No, I'm just trying to say that I find it hard to give someone credit when they lose.
Okay, makes sense.
And I'm trying to look at a complete performance where you've actually showed when you put it all together and you're firing at all cylinders how it works. Yeah. I think that's how it works.
Alright, fair enough. Do you think Andrea De Luisa caused them any problems?
I don't think so. But in saying that, I don't think it caused them any problems, but in saying that, Mama's boy kind of hanged around a little too
Just
long.
about to say that, yeah.
Rabassi hanged around a little too long.
Rabassi hanging around any second.
Who was the other guy?
That was it, just those two.
You sure those two?
Right.
Yeah? They hanged around a little too long. Like you said, since George got stopped by Carl Froch, he hasn't looked as durable.
He's looked shaky.
He looked
shaky.
But in saying that shakiness weren't there in the Badou Jack fight.
Yeah.
So maybe he got his flow back. But this fight is strictly there to give George Groves a good win with a stoppage to say, look, I'm back 2016.
Is he back?
Not
if he wins? No, if he wins. Is he back?
No. I don't give anyone saying they're back until they fight a ranked fighter.
Who wins? George Groves, Canada Smith?
Okay.
Simple question.
You have to go with George Groves. He's world class. He's been in the ring with the best of them.
Yes, I agree.
He's seen the tricks, and he's, like you said, he's lost where he's been a great puncher in Carl Froch.
Yeah.
And he got edged by Badou Jack. Edged. Yeah. And again, he's proven he could beat and a very good boxer in James DeGale.
Yeah.
So you have to give the edge to George Groves.
Yeah.
But in potential, or what's in front of him, he's looking at a bigger, most probably hungrier, someone that's not going to be scared of, someone that's not scared to lose in Callum Smith.
So he's looking at himself of 5 years ago.
Kind of, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But bigger, stronger version.
Yeah. I don't know if he's stronger. I think George Groves is underratedly strong. George Groves' power is for real.
So to what I'm not with, I'm Callum Smith. When people get close to him and they get into a clinch, they seem to back off from him. He don't back off of them.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He must come to the ring massive.
You get my point, yeah? No. So that kind of took that people kind of respect your physical strength and your presence. But yeah, that's the difference. Whereas I think you have to give George Groves the favourite, but make him the favourite and me to put money in my pocket on him, two different stories.
Would he ever become world champion again?
Never been world champion yet.
Oh, very sharp. Would you think he'll become one? I know what you're doing in your head right now. You're just thinking all the titles.
Yes.
Boom.
The belt can't be shared between Arthur Abrahams, Stieglitz and Sturm much longer.
Someone has to come and take it.
Someone's got to take it.
I think that person's Callum Smith.
Yeah.
You think it's George Groves.
And George Groves is in the right camp to keep that belt with the Saudans. So I think he'll get the shot first.
Okay.
If he wins impressively.
Alright, how does it play out?
The way it plays out is George Groves like to fight aggressive. And if you don't give him something to keep him honest, he'll try to steamroll you. Luisa, I don't think, has the experience to handle someone like him.
Yeah, we saw Boutte
done to him. Yeah. So I've got a feeling you'll get an early to mid-round stoppage before 5. Yeah. And I reckon Groves will win every round up to that point, handily. Luisa will go in there confident or happy that he's got a shot and realise within the first round that he's dug a little too deep.
This might sound a bit far-fetched, but there's been a lot of talk about James DeGale fighting Badou Jack, a unification fight.
Yeah.
Badou Jack says he wants it, James DeGale says he wants it. We know these fights are, although they're both with Al Heyman, we know they like to kind of simmer these fights a little bit. They always want to be a summer fight. If George Groves wins this comfortably, do we see George Groves, James DeGale?
No. James DeGale has been informed that he's got to do his mandatory by the 20th of February.
Which is mandatory?
Oh, I can't remember who it was. Which is like 6 weeks from now.
But what belts he got again? IBF. Yeah, IBF, yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, IBF, but it's IBF.
Yeah. If he's got to do his mandatory within 6 weeks and it's not promoted, it's not known, or Uncle Al's pulling some magic, then, because normally like unifications get priority over mandatories.
Yes, they do.
So you don't know. It's a possibility. So, but James DeGale, George Groves ain't happening anytime soon. I.e. because of the mandatory, I.e. because of Badou Jack, I.e. because James DeGale, I don't need him. I don't need a ginger kid. That's what he said. That's what he said.
I think James DeGale it will hit him. Yes, he got paid well, but I think a lot of these fighters forget how big British fights are. Yeah. And travelling to Canada, I think he'd want a big unification or a big fight in Britain.
I tell you what though. I tell you what about James DeGale and this whole super. Let me tell you about this whole super division mix right now. With the likes of Carl Froch gone and the likes of Andre Ward gone, the division's wide open. Because right now you don't have a dominant number one.
Yeah.
James DeGale was dominant number one after the Darrell fight, but that Lucian Beauty fight, was much closer than people give it credit for. Know what I mean? So you could actually put Butte back in the mix as well. You've got 4 or 5 guys there that are all around the same level that I wouldn't say on any given night, but basically on any given night could beat each other.
Agreed. All right, there you go, guys. George Groves is back. Mr. Is it Ginger? Was he? What is James the girl called him? Ugly Kid.
Ugly Kid.
The Ugly Kid is back.
Kid, yeah.
No, I'm joking. All right, but he's back to fight
the Saint,
the Lucia, at the Copper Box, so around the corner from my house, and we'll probably be going for that one on January the 30th, I believe.
Yeah.
Good undercard as well. John Ryder's on the undercard against Kamitsky. That's a tough fight. That's a very, very tough fight, and there's loads of others.
I say on this.
Lil McKenzie's on there. We've not talked about him. We're probably going to talk about him later on in one of the shows. Former footballer turned boxers on that undercard as well, fighting for an English title, impressively, and even the young O'Hara Davis in the lightweight division, 9-0, is on the undercard as well. So a good little undercard. So we're going to see it. But George Groves is back. Does he win? We think he does, but what happens to George Groves after if he does win? A lot of names out there, like Ryan has said, the division is wide open. Anyone, and I believe what he said, on any given day can be anyone. I don't think James DeGale was as high as I thought he was after the Butte performance. Butte's back. And Butte is a very big 168 guy, so loads of fights. And where does Cameron Smith come in there? Huh?
The most experienced out of all of them.
I'll give it to Abraham actually, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, but you got the one that could pull an upset and, you know.
Remember to thumbs up, tweet, subscribe, and thanks for watching another edition of Boxtalk. Cheers.